it. What's going on, brothers? What's going on? It's your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another Future Classic live stream. First and foremost, if you can hear me loud and clear, press A1 in the live stream chat. Press a 1. Hold on. Press the 1 in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Jay Hollywood. How's my audio? Is it good?
Oh, your audio is completely clear, man. You're good.
Okay, awesome. You know who he is, right? That guy,
Who?
Jay Holiday.
The guy in the photo.
No, Jay Holiday. You know who he is?
Oh no. Who is that actually? I've heard you say that before, but
yeah. So he's a singer, right? Back in the day, he has a song called "Bed." If you know the song called "Bed," type it too. Perfect song to sing to a woman. You know, I won't sing it right now on the stream because no DD pause. But if you, if you go on YouTube and type in Jay Holiday "Bed," that song right there is a classic. Sing that to your girl, and also the woman in the video is just quite cute as well. So yeah, it's a singer from back in the day. Go on, bro.
Oh no, I actually just looked up the photo and I was like, I read his discography. Yeah, I know who he is. I know who he is. I know you're talking.
Awesome. So, brothers, I think we're good. So, brothers, welcome to another Future Classic live stream. First and foremost, though, like the video, like the stream, throughout tonight, hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donations. If you have a question, you either call in the future later on in the stream, or you hit your question in the super chat or PayPal donation. Again, IT is the best industry to be in as a passport bro. I also have consultations via the Candy link, which is pinned in the description box below of this stream. Book your consultation with me for IT guidance and supports. You can join the Patreon as well to hear how freaky women in Berlin are. Now, I don't think the brother went to Berlin. He went to Berlin, right? But there's a particular spot in Berlin where a lot of freaky activity gets down. Okay. Now, I won't tell y'all, brothers, go on the Patreon because there's a lot of freakish women in Berlin, and it's all on the Patreon for your brothers to hear how freaky they are. Okay, join the Patreon for that. Aside from that, get a t-shirt, get a hoodie, copper merch, and support the movement and the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's get straight into it. Okay, let's get straight into it. I got a very special guest here called Jay Hollywood, who is here to break down his amazing time in Berlin, Germany. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do so, Jay Hollywood, how you doing, brother?
What's going on? What's going on, IP? What's going on, panel? Chat, I mean.
Awesome, brother. Jay Hollywood, give us a brief intro as to who you are, where you're from, and anything interesting about you, brother.
So I like to consider myself. I'm a very average, black man. I lived in Miami, Florida for most of my life. I live in a part of Florida now, not Miami specific. I do tech, IT specifically. I've been doing that for the last 4 years. So I guess 4 years now. So I'm pretty new to it. I'm trying to get better and better, improve my career, and that's basically a short. Oh, if anyone knows or been in Miami, I'm from the area Little Haiti. It used to be a hood, and that's where I'm from.
Awesome. Brothers at IT, bro. I mean, again, we keep telling you, brothers,
Yes,
IT is the best industry it's been as a passport, bro. Ain't that right, brother?
Oh, yes, it is. Without IT, I would not have had the ability to travel because I have a remote job.
There you go. Fantastic. So let's get straight into it, okay? Brother, Berlin, Germany.
Yes, sir.
So my first question to you is, why go Berlin, Germany in the first place? Out of all cities, out of all countries in the entire world, why Germany and why Berlin?
I know we're gonna get into it, but first of all, I had Miami. If you guys are thinking about moving here, I mean, other than the women and the beautiful woman, which you'll probably be staring at more than talking, a lot of people because they're into money. I had a terrible experience here, so I don't know. I was looking up different channels and stuff or on YouTube, and somehow I don't remember how I came across your channel, but it was your famous, the girl kind of like she bought you a drink in Germany. That video right there was like, "Damn, man, I gotta go to Germany." And I've been wanting to travel. I was just in a bad place at a certain time, and I was like, "Hey, that video inspired me," and I was like, "Maybe I should travel. Maybe that'll get me in a better place." And yeah, that's why I went to Germany. Was that video?
Amazing, amazing. So, brother, and you chose Berlin, right? And
Yes.
were you inspired by my trip to Berlin, or you just randomly picked Berlin as your first city to go to?
I saw both your videos. I think one was in Berlin and the other one might have been Hamburg. But I chose Berlin because it was more of a party city. That's what I heard. So I thought, oh, party. So, I felt like it would have been an easier time. And there was a lot more international people, just in case. Because, you hear what people say about Germany. Oh, Nazis. Like, I don't know if I could say that, but stuff like that. So, the guy with the mustache. So I was like, I don't know, but I decided to go there. And on top of that, I heard that the city is a very artsy city with a lot of things to do. So that's why I chose it. I love art.
Awesome, bro. Awesome, brother. Where were you stationed at in Berlin? Was it like Charlottenburg? Were you in Kreuzberg? It's bringing me memories, brother.
Okay, so there's it's funny. When I get to my stories, and I let me know if that's okay. There are two parts to it. The first part was in the year 2023, and I went back there in the year of 2024 last year. I don't know if it's okay to just combine the two.
Mhm.
Um, but for 2023, in that trip, the first part, it was mostly Kreuzberg. I was just, I'm not gonna lie, I was having too much fun just getting drunk in Kreuzberg. But then the second year, the second part, I was like, okay, I actually want to explore the city more than I did the first time, and actually like be around the locals versus like the tourists. So I went to I think it's called hold on, I have it in front of me. It's with an A. Why am I forgetting the name? Alexander
Oh,
Platz. Yeah, where is it?
Alexanderplatz. Yeah.
Yes, I stayed around there. What was the city for that though? I mean the district. Um I don't know, but it's in that district. Alexanderplatz was the second one. So I mainly went to those two parts of Germany. I'm pretty sure I passed Platzenberg, I think it's called. I don't quite remember, but those were the two districts I passed. Mhm.
Amazing, amazing, man. Yo, I remember I've been to those two spots. I was partying
Yeah,
in Kreuzberg a couple of years ago. It was lit. I was partying all over the place in Berlin. I'm out to Berlin very soon again, man. I miss that place.
it's
Um,
fun.
it's amazing, bro. So, okay, but that's where you stayed, right? Accommodation wise, were you in an
Mhm.
Airbnb and hotel in Germany?
All right, so I'm gonna do that two-part thing again. For the first part in Kreuzberg, this is gonna shock a lot of people. I actually stayed in a hostel, and
Mm.
um, I do recommend that hostel, and I'll go into why. But at that specific hostel, lucky for me, this is not all hostels, but they actually had a private room I could rent. Um, you know, I can get, and I got a private room within that hostel because I saw so many videos. I did so much research, and at that hostel, it's such a party hostel that it's easy to meet girls that just want to have fun. So, and it lived up to his reputation. It did.
But okay, can I get a name? Can you DM me the
Oh
name
yeah,
of that
of
hostel,
course.
please?
Oh, of
DM it to
course.
me.
I will DM it to you. I will definitely. IP. I'll give it to you right now. Hold on. Uh,
Why are you doing that, right? And the hostel
mhm,
game is very I think it's something that brother slept on. Now, brother, again, you don't have to answer, brother, but I'm assuming
mhm.
you got freaky then in the hostel, right?
Yes, I can get into that too. Yes.
So we won't go too deep into it. We'll try to keep it coded, right? But
Right.
when you got, so how did you get freaky there? Was that, so you obviously had your own private spot there? Did you
Mhm.
smash another woman who was also staying in the same hostel as you? How did that get down? Break it down for me, bro.
So the one thing that worries me about hostels, and it was a risk, was that it's hard to bring. You could sneak in, obviously, but it's hard to bring in another person outside the hostel into the hostel. But I accounted for that because Like I said, most people who go there are young and very adventurous. Um, so what happened was, I'll get into the story. Was it was I think it was one day I was like coming back from the bar or something. It was like in the afternoon or something like that. It was nighttime. Yeah, I was like towards the end of the day. So that hostel, it has a bar in the the base floor. My room's on the top floor, and the base floor is a bar, and it's perfect because all the people in that hostel, they'll come down to have a drink. It's like you're pre-gaming. I don't know if that's a universal term, but it's pre-gaming before you go out. So when I came back to the hostel, I see this like white girl, right? And I was like, oh, she's kind of cute. She's blonde. I think I sent you a photo. It's like further above. Hold on, let me see. I'm not gonna see the name. I'm gonna call her Bunny. I'll call her Bunny. But she's wearing the pink yoga shorts in the photo. Um, but I heard an accent, and it sounded like an American accent, and I was, oh, okay. I was already feeling myself. It was like day 3. I'm already used to this. I'm feeling myself. So I approach her. I'm like, yo, are you? I was like, wait, are you American? And then she goes, no. I was like, really? Where are you from? She's like, I'm Canadian. I was like, oh shoot, we're like I said something cheesy. I was like, cool, we're like closely related, whatever, blah blah blah. And then, dude, when I said that to her, she gave me the hardest smile. And you know that look a girl gives you? Like, oh, he approached me. You know what I'm saying? She gave me that kind of look. So from there, I was like, it's on. And we started talking. And she just arrived that day. So she was like jet lagged or whatever, but she asked for my number, my WhatsApp number. So, we exchanged IGs. And then she was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm probably going to be doing something tomorrow. We should link. She told me that. I was like, yeah, for sure. So boom, boom, boom. I'm doing my own thing. The next day, did she message me? I want to say she messaged me. I think so. And I was like, yo, 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 yo. It was nice meeting you last night. What are you doing today? She's like, oh, I'm doing this and this with some friends, whatever. But I'm going to be here. You can meet me. So boom. So it's like, I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock. And there's this really cool, it's like a bar and a boat. I have the name in front of me. I don't want to get it wrong. Hold on. Might be. It was called, is it Club de Visionnaire? Have you been there? Yeah, Club de Visionnaire.
Nope.
Yeah, she was there. It's really cool. It's like right by the river, and there's also a portion of it where you can go on the boat and drink too. It's stationary, of course. So anyway, I meet her there, and I see her alone. I'm like, whoa, there's no people with her. I was like, okay, I see where this is going. So we're talking, boom, right, boom, boom, boom. From there, we were like, oh, hey, let's go out tonight. I was like, cool. So we take this bike. The cool part about Berlin is there's so many ways to travel. We took the e-scooter, and then we were riding the e-scooter. It was like some romantic movie or something, right? We're riding e-scooters back to the hostel, and then we're like, hey, let's meet up. Let's get ready, and I'll meet you at boom. This time, that's what I told her. We came back down, met some other people, talked, whatever, and then we went to this other club. But as you see, I'm just drinking this whole time. Right? We went to this other club called Yam. Now, when we get into this club called Yam, this is like a reggae themed kind of club, right? And it is very black, if you know what I mean. Which I love, by the way. And so we're in there, and then we are like grinding. I could say that, right? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And there's one point, we're making out, and then there's one point she looks at me and she's like, "Are you enjoying the music?" And you know what that meant. It's time to go. And I was just like, yeah, but yo, let's I would rather listen to some music of mine back at my spot. She's like, okay, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm definitely sure. So I grab her hand, and we go back to the hostel, and we seal the deal.
Damn.
Yeah, she lived in Austin. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
My brother. So how long did it take you? Did it take you like 3 days to get it done, or 4 days, or the same day?
Oh, as in like how long
To
was my
smash.
stay? Oh, for her,
To-
just. Oh, I met her the night before. She didn't want to go out or do anything too much because she just arrived. So literally, it took me just a total of a day because we were spending
Flipping.
the whole day. We were like doing random stuff together. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that girl was. I would never wipe her up. She was a THOT because
Mm.
when we're at the club, another thing I noticed is she was looking at other guys that were looking at her. She just you know, one of the soy heroes that badly. And so I was like, let me pull, or I could have lost that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Yeah, I could have
mm.
easily lost that because
Brother,
guys were.
I'm well. Go on,
Mhm.
bro.
No, I was
Go
just
on.
saying, guys were just swooping around you, bro.
Was she from Toronto, Vancouver, or where was she from?
I'm gonna say it, but I could easily be wrong. A lot of my times during that first part of the trip, I was drinking a lot. But from what I recall, because I made a joke, I was like, "Oh yeah, so I hear your guy Drake always says the six. Where's that from?" So based off her answer, I think she was from Toronto.
Hmm.
I
Good
believe she
intel.
was
Good
from Toronto.
intel. So, brother, any other woman you got busy with in the hostel?
There was another one, but it wasn't in that hostel. It was actually because in the first part of my trip, it was in Denmark. Um, I went to Denmark like literally at the same, around the same time. Um, at that hostel though, I did meet other people. It's just sometimes it didn't work out for whatever reason. Maybe they're leaving that day, or it was just a makeout. But I couldn't close it. But yes, I definitely did meet other girls.
Mm.
Hmm.
The hostel game is underrated now. Again, if you want to have fun, all that stuff, the hostel game is underrated for that, in my honest opinion.
Hmm.
But I'm not saying, but don't go to hostels you're gonna find wifey. You
No.
won't find wifey in a hostel, brothers. Okay, you won't. Okay, so let me ask this right, brother. Right, so now the different nationalities of women you met in a hostel, right?
Hmm.
Can you list them for me, brother? Did you mean like
Sure.
Japanese, Brazilian? Break it down for me, brother.
So it's funny. I didn't meet a Japanese girl, but there was a cool Japanese dude who, he was just like, he just want to hang out with me or whatever because he saw that like I was social. But no Japanese girls though, not in that hostel. But all right, so the girls, let's keep it there. Um, a lot of Canadian. There was a other than that Canadian girl, there was another one. It was a cute black girl, suburban black girl. Um, she was cool. I didn't really. She was making out with like several dudes, man. Like one point, I saw her like making out with a dude because there's like some tables or coffee tables outside you can talk. I saw her making out with a dude over there. When I came back in later or came back downstairs, I saw her coming down with two other dudes. So who knows what she did? But that Canadian black girl
Flipping
was
heck.
getting down, bro. She was she was getting down.
In the hostel.
Yeah,
In the
I know
hostel.
she was,
Flipping
bro.
heck.
I know she was, bro. She told me she was from Canada. She was chill. So there's two Canadians. I met an Italian, a bunch of Italian. Oh, were they Italian? I know one of them was. Okay, one of the girls out of the group of girls, she asked for my social media. She was Italian, but she was young. She was like 19. By the way, I'm like 30, so I'll give that out. But she was like 19 or whatever. Um, I met one girl. There was like one American girl I met there. She was from New York. No, sorry, California. That's another story. What else? Oh, I met Irish girls. Hella cute. Irish girls are cute. And I met some Australian girls. And you see, I've been talking to a lot of people during that time. I even met some Scandinavian girls. A few. You got to mix.
Damn, brother, were you the only black guy there in the hostel?
So for most of my stay, yes, but towards because I stayed there for about a week and a few days, close to 2 weeks before I left to Denmark. I was having so much fun. Um, Towards the end, there were two British black dudes actually I saw, and then there was one fellow American black dude. But that was it. It was a total of 3 to 4. That was it. The whole time I was there.
Flipping heck. So, brother, would you feel like within that hostel scene, right, being a
Hmm.
black American man, there was a lot of like you had privilege, right? There was a lot. There's women gave you attention. There was no racism there. You were getting like respected by the people there, particularly women there in that hostel, brother. Would you say so?
I would say so because you know, a lot of them probably, there's black people in Europe, but like not as much, like especially not American or British. So I feel like, especially on top of that, I'm pretty like easygoing and so sociable. So I would say, yeah, there's a story, but I was hanging out with those three Australian girls I mentioned earlier. They're really big. I was hanging out with them for like the whole night. Guys were jealous. I was hanging out with them. So yeah, I definitely got some respect because there's not a lot of Black American or British guys that I could tell come there. You know what I mean?
So, but so you're hanging out with dime-looking
Yeah.
Australian chicks, right?
Mhm.
You didn't get down with them? One of them? What happened?
There
Out of
was,
interest.
I don't want to say not interest. Two of them, no, but there was this mixed girl. I'm pretty sure she's mixed. I wish if I wasn't so. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing I wish I regret that I did. I came there, the first trip. I mean, with a bad mindset. So even though I really got with a really one girl at that hostel, I'm saying there obviously there's more girls I got with, but that was due to my own mental block, as in like I feel like I was too scared to make moves at certain times. You know what I mean? I don't know if any
Mm.
guy has gone through that, and I would try to drown out some of the depression I had with alcohol. So that kind of hurt me a little bit too there. But honestly, that girl, the mixed one, was giving me attention. I probably could if I just hadn't made got the cojones and just made a move on her. Like
Flipping heck.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Like out there, man, the tourist girls are the ones that are just looking to get down. I'm just being real.
That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, the hostel game is crazy.
It's underrated.
And that's why like whenever I meet chicks right who tell me they stay in a hostel, not wifey, not
No.
wifey. I don't want a wife of a chick that's been in a hostel because I know what happens in hostels, right? But brothers, but we're giving you in the game here, brothers. So brother, now with hostels, right? So obviously you have your valuables, you have your passport, your bank card. Do you have within that private hostel you were in? Was that like a safe? Was it a safe?
Man, no, there wasn't a safe. Not in that one. No, no, no. I just kept it in like I just kind of just put it in a drawer. I just and obviously like what I like doing is I'll take a photo of my passport, my IDs, everything just in case, and I'll try to hide as best as possible. But no, there wasn't a safe in this small room, and the private room, at least in that hostel I sent you, was very well. That specific one was very very small, so your bed is like right by the shower, like it's very small. Yeah.
And did you have a private shower as well?
No, I did definitely. That's the reason I got it too. Yeah, I definitely had a
Oh,
private shower.
so private shower, private room,
Hmm.
keys to lock your door when you go out.
Yes.
That's a good, and in a hostel too. That's pretty
Yeah,
decent.
it's rare. It's very rare, but that one had it. It's just it's most okay. If you're gonna get it, just make sure you try. If you're going into peak, what is peak like summertime? I would just
Mm,
make sure to try to check in early because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want that spot. If you know what I mean, because they don't have like a lot of
facts,
private rooms.
facts, man. Awesome. But so obviously your private room is next to the open space, right? Did you did you hear people getting down in the
Oh,
open space, brother?
oh man. Okay. Okay. It- I never had the opportunity to be in a college dorm, so that actually gave me the opportunity to be in one, even though at that time I was in my late 20s. You know what I mean? So it
Mm,
was fun. So when I arrived, because this is my first time, you gotta imagine this is my first time traveling alone out of the country. So I was nervous, man. So I'm getting off the train, following instructions. I'm nervous as heck. I'm like, oh man, I'm like the only black guy. Am I gonna? Is this gonna be the enemy? Because when I got there, it was like dark. I'm like, oh, I don't want to run into no race soldier or whatever. Like in my mind, I'm being paranoid. I'm like, where's the black people? I don't see any. So when I get into the hostel, I kind of my guard gets lowered down because I see a bunch of young people. I'm like, okay, I'm here. So I roll in, I get in. Everyone's just throwing bottles. I hear like screaming and oh my god, how white girls talk. So when I get into my like, I'm going up the flight of stairs because there's no elevator. It's like flight of stairs. I see these two girls laughing. It's like, hey, like that's what they were, they were like screaming like, "Hey, who's that?" And I was like, oh, "Whoa, I just got here, man. What?" It was crazy. It was a crazy time, man. Best time.
so brother, you telling me that when you were sleeping, you heard. So basically, you have your own private. So, brother,
Mhm.
was your private dorm? Sorry, was your private hostel next to the open space hostel?
Yes. I
So, ba-
def. Mhm.
mm. Go
No,
on.
I definitely heard some boots knocking. At least one of the times I was there for sure. I
So,
definitely
brother,
did hear that.
you heard woman getting smashed, brother,
Yeah, yeah, yes.
in the open space.
Oh yeah. Matter of
Flip.
fact, where it happened is I'm pretty sure because right next to me is like a co-ed bathroom. It's a co-ed bathroom, so I'm pretty sure it happened there because I did hear that.
What the flip? So, okay, brother. So this hostel, right? So it's an open space. So you have bunk beds, right? So you're walking
Hmm.
through. You got bunk beds to the right, bunk beds to the left, right? And brother,
Hmm.
you walk through the open space. Then your private hostel's at the end of it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's like when you there's like two floors, right? So I'm like on the very top floor. So when you walk in, there's like a corridor and there's like multiple doors, almost like a hotel. But obviously those multiple doors, there's like several beds. You feel me?
Mm.
But right where my room was like right adjoined next to the co-ed bathroom. So if you walk past that bathroom, you're gonna see like girls come out. Maybe they'll be in a towel, maybe not. Um, but right in that co-ed bathroom, I swear I heard someone knocking boots. So I'm pretty sure that's what they did it. Because the other doors, the co-ed rooms are closed. So it had to be happened in the bathroom. You know,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Crazy. Okay. So, brother, let me ask this, right? So, okay, so crazy hostel experience,
Hmm.
right? Now, let's take it outside the hostel experience, right? Let's talk about brother, um, German women in general. Now, brother, I'm going to ask you a very important question, bro. Okay,
Hmm.
and this question here, Mr. J Hollywood, is probably the most important question in the history of the universe and in mankind, right? It's definitely the most important question of the 21st century and the 20th century. Okay. It's a question, brother, that spans across different timelines, different universes, right? And in fact, it's a question so powerful, it can make mankind, right, go back in space and manipulate space and time, bro. Okay. Brother, it's a question so powerful, it can turn water into wine and vice versa. It's a question so pure and unique, brother. Even aliens in outer space know of this question, brother, right?
Right.
It's a question so powerful, it can cause earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, and a goddamn volcano eruption in Iceland and Greenland, brother. Okay? This question is, brother, right?
Hmm.
Are the women in Germany checking super duper ultra heavy for black men and passport bros? Brother, hold on. Keep it a stack. Keep it 100. Keep it 1,000. Keep it
Hmm.
1,000,000 with me. Keep it 1,000,000,000 with me. Keep it 1,000,000,000,000 with me, brother. Keep it 1,000,000,000,000,000 with me, brother. Keep it 1,000,000,000,000,000,000 1,000,000,000,000 with me, brother. Break it down for me, brother. Are they checking?
All right. So we're talking about the white German woman strictly right now.
Yes, brother.
All right.
We'll start with them first.
All right. Hands on the Bible. I'm gonna say sort of. No, I don't want to say. Yeah, I'm gonna say sort of. It's what the catch. Like you'll do well. Can I go into that?
Of course.
Okay. You would definitely do well here. Again, I'm an average dude, and 5'10", dark skinned. You can't see me, but I'm dark skinned. I just sound white. Quote unquote. They called me white back in Miami in my school days. Yeah. I used to get that a lot. um, but yeah, like the thing about them, right, is the first time, like I said, I went there 2 parts. I didn't get as much experience with them for the reasons I stated before. I was having too much fun with the tourists. I wasn't worried about exploring the city. It was more of like I explored it a little bit, but I was more of like exercising those demons, if you know what I mean. um, but the time I went to out actually and try to speak with the locals, I didn't do crazy, and I think it was just my approach. So when I say that they are to an extent, trust me, versus America, where I'm from, where they white worship in Miami, I can get into that too.
Mm.
I would say let's put it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. if like the USA is like, let's say Miami is really top tier, right? So like 9 out of 10 or 10, then I would say Germany is like a 6 to 6.5 in terms of difficulty level. And the reason why is what I noticed about the German people and what I was told is they're very stern, they're very cold. Once they get to know you, they open up, but they're not mean necessarily. But if you come at them with the wrong approach or too weird culturally, they will just turn around. You'll think they're rude. Um, so it's if you have the right approach, if you have your stuff together, and I can get to the second part of my trip. That's where I had more success, just realizing what I was doing wrong. Yes, trust me, I've gotten literally invited to dates by some German girls. They trust me. They are willing to date you more than they are in if you're into snow bunnies, than the more than they are in the United States. Again, it's like a 6.5 in difficulty level. In my experience, this is my experience. Over there and over here in America, it's like a 9. It's tough as hell.
Wow. So, brother, now break down. So racially, that's the white woman part, right? Were
Mhm.
there any other races of women that were checking for you, or you feel like, oh, they love black men in Berlin, Germany?
Oh my God, the Middle Eastern girls, whether that
Oh,
be what's Moroccan or especially Turkish and Moroccan, they love
what?
black guys, bro. They do.
What?
Their parents might not, but they love us.
Break it down, brother. What do you mean, bro? Break it down, please,
bro,
please,
bro,
please, break it down.
bro. Okay, we can start here. I did some code approaching, and the one experience I had is I never got really outright rejected by like any of the Turkish girls. It would usually just be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend." But that's one I noticed. That's something I quickly noticed. And then during my first part of my trip, I met this Moroccan girl, and like 2 hours in, we're like making out, hands on the Bible, serious. We were making out 2 hours, and she's a nice girl, well, from what I could tell. But yeah, man, like when I say the brothers I seen that were in Europe or in Germany, they had, I don't know if they're Turkish or what kind of Middle Eastern, they had Middle Eastern girls on their side. That's a lot of what the brothers were getting over there. And I'm telling you, they like black guys, man. They like black guys for sure. And
That's
that's something I never expected.
brother, and brother, you saw black men with dime-looking Middle Eastern chicks.
Yes, either
Lord
at the
have
club
mercy.
or at the streets. Yes, for sure.
What,
Oh yeah.
brother? Can you break down how you're making out with a Moroccan chick
Oh
in the
yeah.
first hours of meeting her? What does that mean? Was that in the club? Was that in the supermarket? Was that in the park? Were you watching anime in your hostel with her? What do you mean, bro?
So okay, so this Moroccan girl, she was actually from she's Moroccan, but from another country. I want to leave it a little vague. Um, let's just leave it vague. I want to, because I still technically talk to her, so let's just leave it vague. But
Mm.
what happened was this was another bar in another hostel, and I met her at this other hostel, and she was like smoking. And by the way, it's gross. I'm gonna warn you guys: most Europeans smoke. It's hard to find a chick that doesn't smoke over there. So that's the bad part. But anyways, she was smoking, and I was like, "Oh, she's kind of cute. No, she's cute, man." And she was like small, and I was like, "Man, I want that." So I walk over to her, and I'm like, I swear I don't remember a lot of my openings. It's kind of a blur because that was from 2023 as well. I'm trying to remember what I asked her. I might have asked her. Or I was like, "Yo, are you from here, or where are you from?" I don't remember. It was something like that. And we were talking, and then at one point she kind of was like, "Hold on one sec, stay right there," something like that. And then she left. I'm like, "Did I just get blown off?" But then she came back. I was like, "Okay, whatever." So we're talking, and then I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna grab a drink. You should come with me." And then she followed me, and then we had a drink. And then from there, I'm just skipping a bit, but like we were meeting other people, other tourists. We were talking, and then at one point we sat down. This is like maybe an hour in, actually. It might have been an hour in, actually. I looked at her, and I was like, I kind of want to kiss you right now. And then she's like, she just smiled and went in.
Flipping heck, brother. Can you DM me the name of that hostel? Do you,
Yeah, yeah, I'll find it.
brother? You were also staying in a hostel.
Yeah, I was. Oh, I might be cheating a little bit. This was on the same trip, but this was literally like in Denmark. So that might be a bit of a cheat, but it was, this is literally on the same trip.
Flipping heck.
But
Okay.
but if we're keeping it to Germany, I've seen it. I've talked to some of those girls. They, to me, other than the white girls, like I feel like they're the most open to black guys for sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, brother, now let's how about we take it part even further, brother, right?
Mhm.
Did you see black men in Germany
Mhm.
with hot looking white chicks?
Oh yeah. Um. All right. So I'll go over the night. I definitely noticed it. So it's not that there's not a lot of black people in Germany. There is, but I noticed at least in Berlin. I heard it in Hamburg, and I seen in Hamburg. I stayed there for like one day though. More Africans, but like there are parts of Berlin where mostly the Afro Germans seem to stay at, and there's certain clubs. So most of the clubs are raves, right? They have that rave kind of music. So if you don't like that, that might, But there's a certain club, and I cannot remember the name, but it was a hip hop club. So I go into this hip hop club, and I actually bump into another American black dude, and he was from New York. Cool dude, and I'm still friends with him. And he made me laugh because he's like, "Yo, my friend ditched me." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, my friend and I were in it was Eastern Europe. What's the one that people like a lot? It starts with a P, not Poland.
Poland,
Oh no, not Poland. Oh my God,
Romania.
it's Czech. I'm sorry, it was sort of C. Czech Republic. My bad.
Mm.
Apparently his friend had met, who was also black, had met a hot girl in Czech Republic, and he wanted to stay there. So apparently, so whatever. So we're talking, we're chopping up, and we get in there, and he gets me a drink or whatever. And I ask him, remember, this is my first trip there. I say, "Hey man, have you gotten to talk to some of these German girls?" He's like, "Yeah, man, they're weird." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, like I heard it was good for black guys, but I don't know. I haven't. I've gotten with some of them, but they're just a little bit of a code to crack." I was like, "Yeah, that's a little weird." So anyway, we were walking around. He and me were approaching girls, German girls, right? And he approached this German girl really bad, and she was giving him, some play. The dude I'm talking about. But then another dude came around, and it was a African dude, and he was mad. He was like, "Yo, that's my girl." And unfortunately, I had to pull my buddy, the buddy I just met out of it. I was like, "Bro, we should not get in a fight in another country." He was heated. I was like, "I get it. It was a mistake, whatever." But yeah, that's one example. And in that club, I saw plenty of black dudes with German girls, either Afro-German, but in this context, I saw them with white Germans as well. Also, my first or second day there, I went to an Afrobeats festival, and I seen some black guys with white German women as well.
So, brother, in the Afrobeats festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that that's a festival where women there are hunting for black men. They want a black man there in that festival. Is that what you're saying, bro?
Yeah, IP. I know we're specifically talking about German women, but I got approached by a hot girl for my first time ever at that Afrobeats festival. It was the first time that ever happened to me.
Break it down. What do you mean? Break it down.
So it's the most recent photo I sent you.
Mhm.
That one. I'm standing in line, and I'm nervous again. It's like the second day there. I'm nervous. By the way, I recommend if you go to the festival, try to go with some other people to make it a little more fun. But when I went there, I was nervous. I was like, okay, this is a big festival. Burna Boy was playing. If you guys know who Burna Boy is. So I'm in line. I'm gonna get some African food because I heard that the African food there is amazing. And in Miami, we don't have too many spots like that that are like legit African food. So I wanted to try it. That was a bad idea. But I noticed this girl is like this blonde girl. She had some color in her hair, but blonde girl, tall, like she was like maybe 5'8", 5'7", 5'8", slender, and she's like dancing around. I'm like, is she on LSD or something? I don't know. But she's dancing near me, and I'm thinking like, okay, what does she want? And then she's like kind of looking at me, like trying to get my attention. And I'm like, there's no way, because this girl, as you see in the photo, she's like an 8 or a 9. I was like, there's no freaking way. She taps on my shoulder and she's like, "Hey, are you alone?" I swear that happened. And I was like, I was like freaking out inside because you remember, I'm already coming in with a bad kind of from a bad place, and I'll explain why I was coming from a bad place. And I was already like, a little insecure. I was like, "There's no fucking way." I'm saying this in my head. What is going on? Was IP telling the truth? Because I remember you So I turned to her. I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Shark Tales. Do you know what movie I'm talking about, IP?
Yeah, I've seen that cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember when Will Smith was like, he had to get himself together. That was me. I was like, oh, I gotta play it right. I give myself a slap. I'm like, okay, be chill. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure she was in the Black Dudes because she was hanging out with me most of the time, and she introduced me to like another homegirl. But I definitely got her number. I couldn't make it happen. That was partly due to my fault, like miscommunication. So she already left. She was leaving that night. So if I was gonna make things happen, it had to be that night. And I kind of regret that because man, she was fine, bro. But she was definitely hitting on me. Yes.
Wow, brother. Can you DM me the name of that festival, please, brother, as well after?
Oh, of course. I don't know if it's still going around, but I'll find that one. By the
Thank you
way,
very much.
that girl was she was there, but she was for the Netherlands.
Wow. So, brother, so let me ask this right. So, in that Afrobeats festival, you saw black men with, with women of all races.
About so, yes. It was mostly like other either Afro Germans or Caribbean, but I definitely saw a few black dudes with them. And it's funny too, because again, I'm coming from the USA. I You see it, but not very often, at least in Miami. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was kind of like, okay, so it's definitely possible. And if you want, I can get into what I mean. There's a certain way you have to. I found that at least works for me. It's for me. Some people are going to be better, but I noticed that with German girls, based off my second trip, you can't come with like you have to really play it chill and you got to make them feel stuff because I don't know, maybe it's something about their culture. They don't get a lot of like how do you put it? Enough romance? I don't know. They're the guys over there from what I heard are bland. So they're cold, but if you can make them feel something like romance wise, you put a little emotion into it, then yeah, that's a key I noticed over there. And that literally unlocked it for me. Because the first time I struggled a bit with them. Like I didn't really get them. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, no, no, maybe they're not into me, but my second part I've done way better with German girls.
Incredible. So, brother, now, yeah, Afrobeats is a cheat code when you go abroad.
Yes.
You go to Afrobeat club, Afrobeat whatever, women there are hunting for brothers, right?
Hmm.
And you'd be surprised the quality of women that are in those clubs, dimes upon dimes. So let me ask this, brother, right? So now, what about the black German woman? And I'm also particularly interested in half black, half white German chicks because I'll keep it real with you. They're very hot.
They are.
When I was in Hamburg last time, the mixed race German chicks, half black, half white, are absolute stunners, brother. Brother, did you see, right?
Mhm.
And so two questions here in one. Were the half black, half white German women checking for you? Number one. Number two, did you see half black, half German women with black men in Berlin?
So at the Afrobeats festival, I did see I think one or two, um, with half German. Um, so the thing that I was getting to last time, another thing I noticed, if I were to stay in Germany, I wouldn't really. I'm not saying not go to clubs and bars. Try to go more with the bar setting. When I went to clubs, at least this was Berlin. I felt like based off the music and the vibe and how they are, they're not really open to being approached at nighttime. It's better just to do day game. But anyways, I was walking with another American black dude, the one of the few I met, and this was at my hostel that I told you about. He was from Chicago. We were walking, right? We were walking outside and we're talking. I was like, bro, I'm glad to see another brother, man. It just feels good. And he's like, yeah, yeah. And we're talking and we bumped into these two Germans. It was like a white German and it was a half black chick German. If you guys know who Sassy Beats is, she looks like that. Just hot. You guys know who that is?
I know she is from Atlanta. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. So we messed up there. I think we were both being shy. Okay. If you tell me if I'm wrong. So when you talk to German girls, they have like this blank look. It's not like a bee face, but it's just such a blank look. You don't know what they're thinking. That's the part that trips me up. But they stopped and talked to us. We were just, we made an excuse of like, hey, we don't know where to go. Can you give us a spot? And they were nice enough to tell us. But I'm not gonna lie, there was like a few seconds where they paused and stopped. That I'm pretty sure that if we were like, yo, because I think they were looking for something to do. We probably couldn't be like, yo, we're gonna go do something. You should come. But we're being a little bit of shy. And my boy literally after that said, bro, I think we could have literally pulled these tricks to go do something. I was like, yeah, yeah, because they stopped for a bit to go talk to us, man. They really did. They actually kind of looked disappointed when we walked away.
That's crazy. So, okay, now what about Japanese looking, Chinese looking, and Korean women in Berlin, Germany? Did you see them with black men?
Okay, no, but let me tell you this. There was two experiences. One of them, because what do you call that? There was a layaway, during my flight to Berlin, and they were going to Berlin too. And then after Berlin, they were going to the city, which I heard is known for a lot of Asian people going there. Like they love Germany. I don't remember the city name. I'll remember it later probably. But when I was on there were two Japanese girls, IP, that sat next to me. One of them was okay, and another one was really cute. The one that was okay, who sat next to me, she could speak a bit more English. So all I did was slow down, how, when you slow down, you exaggerate with your hands, just to communicate what you're saying. And they were nice. In fact, I got their Instagram and I probably could have met up with them. Well, let me not say probably, but they were nice. And they were like, hey, we're going to go out. If you want to come out with us, that's cool too. So I was having too much fun. I didn't meet up with them, but they were perfectly nice. I mean, we were having great conversation. And then I would say 3 days in, there was a club I went to, and it was actually with another Asian guy. I went with him. We went to this club. I'm trying to remember the club. It was like an old prison that they made a rave club out of. Tresor, I think it's called Tresor, Tresor. In that club, there was this 5'7" slender IP. This is your type. I could tell, Japanese girl, long black hair, crop top. She was looking nice, bro. And I was like, man. And again, this is the one thing I don't like about German clubs. It's like everyone's just standing in place and just bopping their head to this music, and I'm just like, I don't get it. It doesn't seem like a place to have a conversation. But I went up to her. I was like, hey, yo, you alone or like something like that? And then she's like, nah. I was like, man, how do you guys dance this kind of music? Like, we don't really dance like this. And she laughed a little bit. I did get her Instagram, but she didn't really answer.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. She was fine, man. She was fine. But you will see a lot of Asians there, yeah. A few.
Interesting. So the Berlin game for brothers. But what about full-blooded African black German chicks? Did you see them with black men, or were they mostly white men?
No, well, there was a few with white dudes, but I saw them with black men like a lot. Yeah, I saw a lot. Honestly, I don't think you'll have a problem with, especially, okay, another key thing that I wish I did, this will help. Best things to do in Germany if you want to meet girls is make sure you have your Tinder or your app or whatever, and definitely try to meet them in the daytime. Just approach them right. Don't be weird about it. But man, like on my Tinder, I kind of messed up the way I did it, but I was getting a lot of matches with Afro girls, like really cute ones. Like there was this really good looking one too. I wish I was there in time, because I think at the time when we were chatting and she went to meet, I was still like 2 days away from my trip, and I guess she met someone else. I don't know, matched with someone else. But yeah, you will have no problem getting Afro girls there. No problem at all.
Do you find them good looking, the Afro women in Germany?
Yes. Yeah, I saw a few of them. And the one I matched up with was really good looking. She might have been from Kenya or something like that. But good looking. Very good looking.
Facts. I agree. Absolute dimes over there, the black chicks in Germany.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask, brother, right? So online dating in Berlin, Germany, was that successful for you? If so, what apps did you use?
Mostly Tinder, and what was the other one? I'm gonna stick with. Oh yeah, there you go. It was Bumble for this one. But the thing was, I don't know. Like I only used it during my first part of the trip, and I want to say I kind of didn't time it right because I matched with a Turkish girl. Again, this Turkish thing again I told you about. I had matched with that black girl, but the way I spaced it out was wrong because I was talking to them a week before, and I guess they just wanted to like do the deed or something because the next following week when I got there, they're already like unmatched. So I'm pretty sure they were like, oh, this guy's taking too long, or he might be capping. I think something like that happened. But if I did it better and I stuck with it, it would have still been successful. But I was meeting so many tourist girls from the hostel. It's like I just forgot I even had the phone. You know what I mean?
Were you getting a lot of likes though? Even though you weren't matching with them.
I was getting quite a few. I was getting quite a few, like enough. Like let's put it this way: I was getting double the amount I was getting in America. I barely matched, and most of the people I matched in Miami with were not good looking. Getting more than that,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So that means so basically the Berlin Germany game in 2025 is go for white chicks, Middle
Mhm.
Eastern chicks, particularly Turkish Moroccan. They've now fallen completely in love with black men in Berlin, which is
Mhm.
awesome. You got mixed race black chicks and you have black women as well. That's a great deal.
Yeah,
That's a great deal.
you have a good mix. And matter of fact, and like I said with the German girls, they're a little tricky. I think I kind of cracked them, but honestly, and if you want me to get into that story,
Mm.
I had a lot more luck with the Russian white girls versus the German white girls.
Oh,
Yeah,
what do you mean by that? But break it down for me. Break it down, bro. Break it down.
I'm gonna say it because it's even happened to me here in Miami at least once. Russian girls. Okay, I hate making like broad statements because again, it could have just been me. But I think Russian girls like black guys. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I really think so, bro. Because the things that people say about like German girls, they're to me they're still not easy. As in, like they're not as open. They're open, more open than American. But it's the Russian girls. I feel like they give you more play. I just do. Um, I can go into two stories about that.
Please, please.
All right. So this is the second time, and this is where I had more, was more confident. This is actually last year. I had a friend that I befriended over there before, and this is an Indian dude or whatever. He's pretty cool. So when I went there, and he told me he's like he doesn't mind. He's pretty social. He doesn't mind day gaming. He told me he's like, bro, trust me, in Germany, you're gonna have a lot of success with the women. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, especially the white women. I was like, really? Because the last time I was there, man, the German girls weren't like. I mean, some of them, but he's like, no, 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 no. I've seen some people like they're just a little different. You have to come at them in a certain way. He showed me, but whatever. But he said, bro, trust me, you're gonna notice what I'm saying. So he took me to more of the local areas versus like just staying in Kreuzberg. This is around the Alexander Platz area, stuff like that. I was riding trains with them. Like I was actually sightseeing versus the first time, and we're approaching. So let me give you examples of that. Like when I would go into the store, even when I would talk to like say a German girl or whatever, right? I would be like, hey, I can't read German. Can you help me? They would be glad to help. I'm talking about dimes, like dime German woman, glad to help me, smiling. And they know you're flirting too, because she had to throw in the I have my boyfriend, because they don't want to feel, because they know you're trying to do something, but like they like the attention though. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so there was this area. When you walk around Germany, they have like these little I don't know how to describe them because we don't have a lot of them in Miami. Think of Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, like those alleyways, and they'll have like different things to do. Like anyway, there was this alleyway where it was showing off like a lot of art and a lot of paintings. And if you guys ever seen this, there was this show called Jin V. That's what the girl looked like. There's an actress named Maddie Maddie Phillips. My God, this girl, she looked very similar to her. And when I talked to her, I was like, whoa, where are you from? And she said she was from Russia. And bro, her eyes got me, bro, because she had like these kind of like Maddie Phillips had these bluish green eyes, and it sucked me in. She had like this smile, like this devious little smile, and I was like, whoa. And anyway, we were talking. She was a little ADD, but we were talking, and she was a little hyper. And I don't know. She's like, hey, we can continue talking, but I want to go upstairs. I want to see the art. Apparently, she was like a teacher, back in Russia. So we're like walking, we're going upstairs, and she asked me the funniest question. She's like, because she's so ADD, which it caught me off guard. She's like, what's the odds of two serial killers meeting each other? I was like, what? That was the weirdest question. I was like, and I get it because she was trying to basically say, we just met 2 minutes ago, yet I'm following you. And I was like, hey man, I was like, yo, it's not gonna be like that show You on Netflix, okay? I'm a down there guy, I'm nice, whatever. She's like, she starts laughing. So we're talking about art, and then it was something about she wanted to take me to a flea market because I never been to one, like an outdoor flea market, and it was like nearby. So I was like, sure. And I text my friend, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go with this girl. I'll meet you back at the hotel that I was staying at. This is the second trip. He's like, yeah, cool, cool. He's like, bet. He's like, good luck. So we're walking, we're just talking, and she's telling me about Russia, how much she hates it, and how much she wants to like move to Germany. And she had a boyfriend, but she's trying to break up with the dude. She's not in love with him. She's trying to move, and he's very controlling, quote unquote. And she's like, I want to break up with them, but I don't know how to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. She wants to break up with them, and she's spending all this time with me. I was like, don't worry, I'll help you break up with them. I didn't say that, of course. It's in my head. And I don't advise guys to do this, by the way. I kind of feel bad about it, but not really. But anyways, we get to the flea market, and I told her, I was like, you're probably wondering why, it's funny that I never thought I would be like traveling with like someone I met like 30 minutes ago, like exploring the city. She's like, me neither. She's like, I was like, it's kind of because I said something cheesy again. And I said something like, I just really appreciate like speaking to you, and you're pretty attractive. And then she told me back, she's like, yeah, I like talking to you, and you're pretty handsome. And she told me that, and I was like, damn. So from there, we went to the bar. We talked some more, and then she wanted me to talk about my life. And this bar, by the way, is in my hotel, like my downstairs hotel. I had to go upstairs to charge my phone, and she came with me, but she was kind of uncomfortable. Like, she was like, I still have a boyfriend, and I don't want to be alone here. And, even though I got to break up with them, I'm sorry it's not you. I really like you, but it's just, I'm not that type of girl. I was like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. So I took her back. I was going to drop her, back to the spot I found her at and go meet up with my other homeboy. And then I hugged her, and she did not want to leave me, bro. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. I guess she fell for me or something, at least. But she was like, no, I really want to. Oh, you sure you had to go? She's like, let's meet again. Let's meet again. I was like, yeah. I was like, cool. She's like, okay. So I was like, I tried to kiss her. She's like, no, I want to do it too, but I don't want to cheat on my boyfriend. I really need to take care of that situation. I was like, okay, cool. So we made plans to meet up the next day at this. You guys know doner kebabs.
I love them.
Yeah, I love doner kebabs. I was gonna meet her in the circle of Alexander Platz, and there's this doner kebab shop, and there's an ice cream shop there. We're gonna go for ice cream. So time went by, and she got back to me super late. Honestly, I thought she flaked, and then she told me that like, I'm so sorry, I broke up with Max. And he tried to come down to come see me, and I just didn't want him to fall. Okay, when she said that, I was thinking, okay, there's some big scary Russian dude. He's gonna come. He's gonna see this African American dude with her. Bro, he's gonna kill me. I was like, this is not how I go. So, but whatever. We were both leaving. Ironically, I was going to Amsterdam to go meet a homegirl, a friend, and she was gonna go back home. So, we went back to my hotel. We watched a few clips of a show. That's So 70s show. I love that show. She'd never seen it or heard of it. And we did the deed.
Flipping heck. Oh my goodness.
And I sent you, and by the way, I sent you the text message of that. I think you've seen it. for a little bit of proof.
Flipping heck. So Russian woman in Berlin going all out to get a brother. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Yo. So brother, your experience in Germany, right? Have you ever experienced that in Miami, Florida, in your life?
First of all, I've never gotten approached by a woman on that level in Florida. the Amsterdam chick I told you about from the festival. I never even got a chance to speak to a girl on that level that looked like Maddie Phillips. No. Now, like I said again, for some reason, and this is maybe I should find the Russian part of Miami. Because I was in a class and there was a Russian girl that was flirting with me. Like, I think she was married though, but like from from there, I was like, maybe Russian girls in general just like black guys. But no, the reason why I hate Miami and I'm actually trying to move somewhere in Europe, maybe Canada, is all my life, either the black girls thought I was too corny, and then the suburban black girls. Wait, can I get into this, or
Of
is this
course, break
out
it
of
down,
topic?
break it down, break it down.
So either the black girls, because I did grow up in the hood, would make fun of me because they're like, you're too, you're too corny. You sound like a white boy. They call me white boy. Or and the suburban black girls, they would always get with the white guys. So anyway, there was a point in my life where I had like my best friends were these two this Latino brothers, and they're like brothers to me because we they're the first people like that took me drinking and stuff like that. But when I would go out with them and their friends, all the Latino girls, you see them with white passing Latino guys, or you would see them with like white guys. Like it was weird. It's just that's how Miami is. Even the dudes I would hang out with, them being like Latino themselves, they would pull girls. But when I would come in the conversation or when I'm trying to pull, the girl is not feeling me. Now, of course, there's black guys here that are successful with it, and if you have money, it's Miami. I mean, but it's like the amount of resistance is ridiculous to me for black guys. Like you need to be 6 foot, extra good look. Like it's crazy. And here's a perfect example of this. My friend, he's a nerdy black dude. He's like a light skinned nerdy black dude, and he has a group of friends. And they play D&D, right? And there's this white guy. Like he kind of looks like Andrew Garfield a little bit, but like a little bit. He looks like a trashy version of Andrew Garfield. Like he doesn't dress up well at all. He doesn't have to try. Every time I went in to say what's up to my friend during their D&D nights, this white dude, average white dude, would always have a girl by his side. It would be a new girl every month. It'd be a hot Latina, and then it'd be a emo white chick, and then it'll be a hot mixed black chick. Or think about it, and he's taking them to these D&D games, these nerdy games. I could never do that, pull that off. And in my head, I asked my friend, the light skinned one, I was like, bro, you notice like have you ever seen that? He's like, oh, he has game. I was like, bro, don't glaze this guy, bro. He's just white. Like I've never seen that like with a black guy where you can bring all these type of women to these nerdy ass games and they're just cool with it and they're just eating each other's face. And it bothered me because I've noticed that throughout my years of living in Miami. And I'm like, man, why is it hard for me, but it's easy for these guys? And I work out, I try to do the best as possible, and these guys don't have to do anything. So that's just what I noticed, and that's kind of what drove me. I'm like, okay, I don't want to have to give up so much and get like underachieve, as in like get chicks not to the level I want them, while these dudes don't have to do anything. Like I don't like that. So there's a culture of that in Miami that I don't like. So I was like, I'm gonna look for somewhere else to live. And that's my
Facts,
rant on that.
brother. You're speaking facts, man. You're speaking absolute facts. Miami is not a place for average black men, unfortunately. And the fact that your whole dating history changed when you booked a trip to Germany. This is why on this channel we tell the truth. We tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so go
Mhm.
on, bro.
Oh, IP, there's one more thing. And this shows you the covert racism there is in Miami. I remember one time there was this really cute, I think she was Venezuelan, whatever. She was Spanish. It doesn't matter. She was racist anyway. And I offered to get her coffee, and because it was her birthday, I met her at the mall. And getting coffee and flirting, she seemed to be into me. And then she was like, you know, you're like one of the nice ones. So I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, I don't know, my family, whatever. No offense. Like when I came to this country, we saw a lot of like, black men, and they have their pants down, and they're always saying the N word. And bro, as soon as she said all that, I knew in my head I was like, no, I can't get this chick. She's racist, bro. It is covert racism over there, bro. Most of the groups stick to themselves. White people usually stick with white people or like white passing. If there are black people in the group, they'll usually be like I was at one point, the token black guy. No, I don't. I do not like Miami.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
So, brother, tell me 5 things, right, you don't like about German women.
5 things. Okay. First, like I said, they're not as easy as some people would say. Like they're not gonna fall all over you. But I kind of don't like that kind of like they give you this again. It's not really the B fix. They give you this hard to read emotion, and I think this culturally they're really hard to read. That's one. Number two, oh man, that's another story, but I'll get into afterwards. Um, with the German girls, they're logical to a degree where they'll question, they kind of will question why, like, oh, why are you talking to me? Oh, what's going on? Is this on camera? I remember one time, this one German girl, because I have my headphones. She's like, is this a pickup artist video? That happened to me. Yeah. And then she got so mad. She's like, oh no, nine. She walked out. I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck? I'm just approaching you. um, it's getting hard because they're really not that bad. Three. Ah, let's see, it's getting tough. Other than those two, I don't know. I would have to think about it. It's just those two things is the things that stick out to me.
Okay.
Because once you
Mm.
pass that barrier, can I give that one story or is it
Of
too much?
course. By way.
Yeah. So I went to this when I was walking around Alexander Platz. There's a park, right? And I went to this park and then they were having a festival. And I love these things, these festivals, because it's just cool. It just means you can walk and find something to do. And I guess it was for a union or something or some kind of political thing. And I was picking up this pamphlet, and I saw this really cute young black blonde German girl, like the typical blonde most people think of. And I approached her. I was like, "Yo, what does this say?" And then she said it when she saw me, and I said it. She smiled, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I think I'm in." Right? If I forgot who said it, but someone said if a German girl smiles at you, you're in. So she smiled and she helped me, and I was like, I talked to her for a bit, kept talking, and then we were walking around, and there was a point where basically we sat next to each other, and yeah, I tried to, I went in for the kiss, and she kind of like moved her face. She's like, no, not right now, not right now, but she didn't reject me. It was just she's teasing. But anyways, that I'm telling you that story because that will definitely happen. You just they put up a bit of a barrier that you have to crack. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I observed of them.
Okay. Brother, tell me 5 things you like about German women.
Oh, they look they look good. They look good. I think they look really good. Number two, I do like how they are kind of reserved at first, even though it's probably fake because they're freaking vet. But they do put up like this reserved air. Not all of them. I heard they're better when they're traveling, but like I do like that kind of like they put off that conservative kind of like vibe. They'll throw that out. Number three, um, I do like that they'll pay for themselves. I'm not like a big a fan of feminism, but I do like that. That happened often where they're like, no, they're like incessant of paying for themselves or buying me a drink. Oh, I'll buy you a drink. Prost, whatever. Um, four, I do like their accents. Five, um, I think they're pretty good in bed. Yeah, they're pretty good in bed. Those are the 5 things I like about it.
Let me read the super chats, brother. Shout out to Just John for the support. IP, with the right wing movement gaining traction, in your experience, is it affecting dating for non-white men? Also, are the women stuck up in Germany? Great questions there, Just John. So,
Huh?
Just John, when you were there in Germany, right? Did you experience like the right wing movement growing there, and you saw animosity or anywhere looks towards you as a foreigner?
Oh, so this is funny because when I was at festival with that German girl I just talked about, she talked about the AFD movement and how it was bad, and obviously, she's liberal, it seemed. So I did my own research, and it seems to add up to what she was saying from what I saw. And yeah, there is a right wing movement growing. I'm gonna be real. To me, they were progressive. Like to me, mostly it seemed it. I think as a black guy, you'll be fine. But what she told me is outside of the cities, that's where you're gonna start experiencing more racism, like those southern parts. But I'm gonna be real. I experienced more racism in the USA versus being there personally. Um, are the right wing movements affecting dating? Let me tell one story. I'm gonna be very um, PG about it. Apparently, my Indian friend who was there, he had told me that he has it hard. Like for example, the looks. The when I approach, let me give you an example. When I approach a white girl, right, or Middle Eastern girl, they'll give me a smile. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them, like I think he asked, are the women stuck up in Germany? Some of them, most of them are not. But yes, there are some. They're very, to me, they're very more. Again, don't get fooled by the look they give you, but they're very more a little reserved. That's all. But anyways, they'll give me a smile, like inviting. With him, he said that even if he comes with the same approach, he's an Indian, browner Indian guy. They kind of like look at him like very like paranoid, like scared. It kind of reminds me of like how we're treated in the USA, especially if you're not a clean cut guy. So he told me the reason why that is there was a Middle Eastern guy, an immigrant, and he raped. So they're very, the right wing movement is based off of that anti immigration. So for them, they have a lot of trouble. Now, for us as Black people, I don't know. I didn't hear anything bad, not yet. But there is a movement coming, and they're very anti immigrant, yes. But you'll be fine. Like in Berlin and in these cities, you'll be fine. The progressives are still winning, but we'll see. It might get worse. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, brother. It also says here, are the women in Germany stuck up across all
Uh,
races?
Stuck up. Like I said, there are some like that story I told you where she does a pickup and just kind of walked off. But most of them are not. To me, you get past that kind of like barrier, you'll be good. But there are some that are, yes. It's just to me like you gotta imagine, I'm coming from the USA. They're way still, especially the white women and the white passing Spanish women are way more stuck up. Like at least a German woman, they'll be nice to hear you out, at least for me, and then they'll tell you like, "Hey, I would, but I'm sorry, I'm not interested." It was very like courageous of you coming up. Like that was so nice. It made my day. They'll do that. Some of them, I would say like a good small percentage though will be like that. Yeah, you're a pickup artist, and then just walk off. But most of them are not, in my opinion. They're very humble, in my opinion.
Brother, did you get that kind of look across all races, or is it mostly amongst white women in Germany?
The smile, the kind of inviting.
No, the kind of standoffish look or dull look. Is that across all races or mostly white women in Germany?
Oh, mostly the white woman. They're very the dull look. Yeah, that's the dull kind of look. Yeah, that's mostly just the white woman. I think that's just their culture. Because as soon as you give them what it is because they think in a very logical way. It seems if let me put it this way: if you're doing day game, and this is what my friend told me, and you come out with them, hey, you're cute. Yeah, some of them will stop, but a lot of them will just look at you and then just walk past you, and you're like, man, screw that. But you kind of have to give them a good reason and a good excuse before you can kind of start spitting game. You know what I mean? That's the way
So,
they call it indirect game, I guess.
so brother, now, so you caught a post out there in
A
Berlin,
lot.
Germany, right?
Hmm.
A lot. So tell me, tell me how did you approach out there, and what's your advice to brothers? So what do you say to them to
Hmm.
get them to open up? How do you get the number down? Break down the code approach method that you do in Germany.
Yeah. So I would go indirect. Honestly, I think the brothers would do even better with like a lot of the like I said, tourist girls but you go to these girls, the German girls, and you're gonna be like you want to be indirect. You just want to say, "Hey, I'm looking for blah blah blah," and then you can transition to talking about yourself. I'm here in town. Blah blah blah. I came here because of work, or I wanted a break, or whatever. And then from there, I try to get them to talk about themselves. Doing it this way versus when I try doing like, "Hey, hold on, my computer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud
Okay,
and
cool,
clear.
cool." Versus like, "Hey, you're cute." Can it work? Yeah, if you're good looking, yeah. But like I noticed that's not the best way. Because it seemed like they'll give me a smile or say no thank you and then walk away. But if I stop them like, hey, I'm looking, because they're really logical and they'll be nice about it. They're like, unless they're busy and have to go to work, they're like, oh yeah, you can go here, here, here. Oh yeah, I don't know, like I'm giving you an example how I talk. I'm like, oh yeah, like I was coming here in Germany because I thought like people were what did I say, weren't as narcissistic, or I don't know, they were I feel like the people here are more open versus America. Like I'll start talking about myself a little bit, trying to branch off from the directions to why am I talking to you? Why am I here? Does that make any sense?
Mm.
Yeah, I found doing it that way helped open them up. And then later in the convo, I would start flirting. After they're more like they let their guard down, that's when I start flirting. But you have to get them to stop. Does that make any sense?
It does. When you say flying, do you start complimenting their dress or their eyes or the style?
Yeah,
What do you mean flying?
yeah. I was like, wow, yeah. I could tell you work out, and I would just look at their legs. And I could tell you work out a lot. You know what I'm saying? You just it would work, and they would just kind of like that because German guys. And here's the big thing, guys. It's not just us. They'll just like look at you weird. Even the white guys. Like a lot of the German guys, they say just not. It's not shy. They don't approach. They rely so much on dating apps. So I think that's another reason why they think it's weird because they rely almost completely on dating apps and social circle. So advantage you have being from America or British or even Australian is that you can implement the that really confidence and that kind of emotion into things. Because the complaint with German guys is they lack the emotion. Kind of like the girls, they lack the emotion, and girls love emotion. So if you can implement that through flirting, not too heavy, okay? Don't be the yo girl, too thirsty. I'm just saying. Trust me, you're gonna get rejected. But if you can do that, whatever, like make it feel like an adventure for them. I'm telling you, they'll drop their skirt. I'm telling you, that's the
So
secret.
and brother, how did you get the number? Did you just ask them for, hey, can I get your number so you can show me around
Yeah,
or
yeah.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah, no. A lot of times I try to see if they have enough time to get a date there. But if not, yeah, I would try to get their number and I'll try to text them. And I will say German girls do play some bit of a texting game, which is why I try to get them on a date there and then. But like, don't force it too much because a lot of times what I saw, the reason why they liking that game is because they don't really get it much from the German guys. So don't force it. Don't be too thirsty. Because I've had times where I would text one, they wouldn't get back to me until a few hours later, and then when I didn't show them that much attention, I they would literally ask me like, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" Like they like that because they don't get to experience it because they see American culture on TV. They do like that. Don't be a simp.
Awesome.
Please don't be a simp. Okay, brothers, don't be a simp.
So brother, when you go on a date with German chicks, right?
Mhm.
Did you end up paying for the drinks and the food, or did she pay for the drinks and the food, or did you most go 50-50?
Usually 50-50. They like to do. They're literally like you can offer and they'll appreciate it, but they're like, no, I want to pay for myself. I got that a lot. Um, yeah, they're very independent, which I do actually kind of like. It saves you money. And another thing I like too about them is because it's not about money to a lot of them. Unlike Miami, where I would have to. Let me give you an example. Miami, I went on a date recently, and she was like, "Oh, you're the man. You have to feed me." She said that, and I really didn't want to see her the next day after that. And I spent like freaking like $60 on her. I didn't even see her the next day. Um, And trust me, that $60 is the low end of Miami. There's a lot worse, man. Like there's a lot worse. Like girls will stick you with the bill. Over there, you could take them on a cheap coffee date. Because it's not really about the date with them. It's about the chemistry, and I like that about the woman over there.
Amazing, amazing. So, brother, basically, brother, you actually offered to pay for the food and drinks there in your
Mhm.
time in Germany, but most of them said no. Let's split the bill. Let's go 50-50.
Yes, sir.
That's insane. Okay, insane, brother. Did any woman actually buy the whole food and drinks for both of y'all in your time there?
There was a woman. There's a few women actually, including one at my hostel. But let's stick with the German girls. They offered to buy me drinks, and that's how I knew they really were into me. Yeah, they'll do that.
Flipping heck. So, these were German white chicks.
Yes. There was other type of white chicks, but the ones just in this conversation, yeah, there were some German girls who bought me drinks.
Lord have mercy. Incredible. Incredible. So, Bobby, you would say that the majority of your cold approaches in Berlin, Germany were successful. You got the number, you got dates easily.
Oh, well, if I can give a number, I'm gonna say 50% of my approaches were successful, close to 50. So I know that sound doesn't sound as good, but trust me, if it's like 10 approaches and you're getting like 4 to 5 solid numbers, I would say 4 solid numbers out of 10. That's really good, in my opinion.
Facts.
Because
We're
maybe
gonna
those other. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go on, bro.
No, because you remember some of them are like they're heading to work, or I couldn't hold the conversation, or faults of my own, as in like maybe I was being a little too sketchy or nervous. That can hurt. Like the lady with the she was sketched out by my headphones. So that'll happen. But 4 out of 10 from what I got, that's way better than here, man. Way better.
Awesome. But we're gonna open up the phone lines in 10 minutes. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Easy Rollins for the support. What's up? I'm in the Patreon. I heard the chicks are loose in Germany. Brother, would you say that the average German woman is a 3 or 4?
No, but there are a type of German women that are, and I think Hamburg, or from what I heard, is even a little more conservative. But no, I wouldn't say. Like the one narrative I'm definitely gonna have to call cap is that they're just easy and they're just gonna be all over black dudes. There's certain, like I said, there's a certain way where I'm gonna say you'll do fine here. You'll do solid. Like just come, make sure you work out. You don't have to be buff as hell. Just make sure you dress pretty well, and you'll do pretty solid. Like if you say the right words, man, trust me, they want an experience versus the German dudes they're dating there. They're bored by them. But I wouldn't use loose exactly. The tourist girls are loose. The tourist Germans are loose. Yes.
Awesome. Shout out to Mr. Lamont Sanders for the support. But that's impossible. Legion of Men said that white Europeans aren't chicken for brothers. So that's cap. I call cap on that.
Oh
In
yeah.
Germany, go on, bro.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Oh yeah. I mean, if it wasn't, if say they weren't chicken for brothers, they're having a population issue. So trust me, we're helping them out. Like we're helping them out.
Facts, absolute facts. Shout out to JK Perkins for the support. It says here, if you go 50-50, then can you expect submissiveness in the relationship with German women? That's a great question. What's your thoughts there, bro?
I can't confirm because I haven't like fully dated one. Like I went on dates and got laid, but I didn't really go on a. Maybe when if I do, or if I'm able to go to like to move to Germany like I want to, then I'll be able to come back with better intel on that. But I don't want to lie. I haven't been in a full blown relationship with them long enough. But on the dates I was with, they like to be led. Yes, they do like to be led.
Awesome, fantastic, bro. So, brother, let me ask this right. So, what's the average personality of German women across all races, brother? Are they bubbly? Are they happy? Are they introverts, extroverts? What did you find was the average personality of German chicks?
I don't want to say introverted because they open up afterwards, but they're not very. Oh man, I don't think they're social outside of their bubble. They're like the people They're not very social outside of their bubble. They seem to be really smart though. I don't know if it's just the way they come off because they're so logical with it. But I do kind of like that actually. They're not dumb, most of them. I say that because they speak usually 3 languages. They're really more into politics versus people here. Like I feel like in the United States, they couldn't even tell you one part of the Constitution. One part of the Constitution. They can't even tell you the past 5 presidents. Seriously, they don't know what they're talking about. But over there, it's like they are very fully aware, and they even give me analysis. Like I remember, oh man, there was another Moroccan girl in Germany. I'll get to that later. But it was funny because like there was a German girl and there was this Moroccan girl, and they were commenting on the past election or whatever, and I felt like they were more knowledgeable, and I thought that was pretty cool. And they didn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
Oh no, and they didn't. I never got one of them to make fun of me based off of my accent. My me sounding white or whatever. That never happened. So. Yeah.
Brother, I'm gonna need that intel on the Moroccan chick you just mentioned. What happened? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, okay. So I don't know why I forgot about this one. So there was a Moroccan girl who was French. She was a similar build to the other Moroccan girl I told you about actually. I have her Instagram. What happened was she was sitting on a bench. This is my second stint. She was sitting on a bench and I approached her and I sat next to her. And she had, those it's just like a stereotype. You know those French kind of hats, and they wear like a freaking like scarf around their neck. You
Hmm.
think they're like a painter? She was wearing something like that, and I was like, "You're from France, aren't you?" She's like, "Yeah." How did you know? I was like, "I mean, the scarf and the hat gives it away." And we start talking, and there's this movie. This is a cheesy movie. I love cheesy stuff like this, but it's called Before Sunrise. And Ethan Hawke's character, if you know who Ethan Hawke, he meets this
Actor.
yes,
Hmm.
he meets this French girl on the train, and he says this really line about like, oh, because she said she was in a relationship about like, oh, I could be your future. You know, what if there's a future and then you missed something like that, you missed your chance or whatever. And I kind of used that line. The reason I used it, because I know people are like, come on, that's lame. The reason I used it is because we were talking about the movie prior, because I told her like I wanted to go to France based off that movie, and she loves that movie. That's a little game if you guys are talking to a French girl, mention that movie. So anyway, I said that line because she had a dude, right? So I mentioned that line, and she starts smiling. She's like, you know what? Okay. And then she came with me to the bar off that line, and we're sitting there and we're talking, and now unfortunately I didn't lay the pipe. I'm gonna tell you why. It's also my consciousness got to me, but like when girls are like kind of like starting to close off a little bit, like they sorry, hold on, where they're like you can see that they're thinking about something or feel guilty. Like she didn't turn her face towards me because I think she thought I was gonna kiss her, and I was like, okay, she feels guilty, I feel guilty, but there was a part in the conversation where I was like, yo, I could imagine you on the beach. I think you would have a nice, like I was flirting, and she liked it. You could tell, but she was feeling guilty. So I just cut it there. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this, and I'm not gonna do that to her. She doesn't look comfortable with this. So we just walked back, and she was feeling bubbly again, and we're talking and talking, and she was making fun of me for being American. She was like, "Oh, you guys, you guys are very like this and that." She was a feminist too. You guys are this and that and this. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, man. Don't let me kiss you. And I just took her back to the train and left her there. But honestly, it could have went somewhere. I think I just it was the guilt. It was the guilt. I couldn't do it.
Cause she had a man, right?
Yeah, she had a dude. I couldn't. She had
Mm.
another Middle Eastern dude. I couldn't do it. And I think she just if you have to read body language with these girls. Um, I just couldn't do it. I
No,
could tell she
good
felt
stuff.
guilty. Yeah.
No, good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Shout out to JK Perkins for the support. If you go 50-50, and no, you already mentioned, I think you asked that already, sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rap Memory Lane for the support. If you know, you know, Nas Memory Lane. So a clean cut, in shape, well dressed American brother should do well for the most part. Is that what you would say, brother?
Yes. And another advice I would say is if you're not gonna be there long, um, go mostly for the tourist girls. Because another thing that will come out with these German girls, and it came up multiple times that made it harder, is if I was staying there. I had to lie because I realized when I said I wasn't. This is why I said I don't think they're as loose. I feel like when they're traveling, they're more loose because I've seen that, but they're more reserved at home, even in Berlin, which is surprising. So keep that in mind. But yes, you'll do well in for the most part. Just don't act like a tyrant. What is it called again? You always say it, IP.
Ricky, Ricky and Ray
Yeah,
Ray.
yeah. Don't act like that. You're gonna get rejected, bro. So hard. Please don't do that. Don't be aggressive.
So,
You're gonna scare them.
so you would say that the style you saw that black men were wearing in Berlin was high class GQ style, right? Suits, looking sharp, no sagging their pants, no diamond teeth, no gold chain, no New York Jet snapback, no 4XL white tees, no three quarter shorts and sagging their pants. You do not see that there in Germany, bro, right?
No, you didn't see that too much. No, not like America. You did not see that. I wouldn't say they were GQ. The Africans I did see or Afro Germans, and they were just dressed regularly. I seen a few that were wearing baggy pants, but it was a small amount, not like here. But if you're coming here and you want to dress well, if you dress in a suit, you're gonna do very well. Um, if you're just dress at least normal. For me, that's what I did. I dressed normal at the very least. You would do well if you dress like that.
Awesome. Perfect, brother. So, Jay Hollywood, get some water, brother,
Yes, sir.
if you want to, or take a break. We're gonna open the phone lines in a bit, okay?
Okay, can you give me 2 minutes? I'm gonna get some water.
Take your time, brother.
Thank you.
Classic. Classic, man. Brothers, again, he's in IT. I'm in IT. We both been to Germany. I keep telling you, brothers, IT is the future, right? So when my Python course opens again in the summertime, make sure you join it. Make sure you join Theo's cloud course as well, because IT will get you out there in Germany. He's also a full-time remote worker as well. So again, this channel will give you freedom. Okay. And it's up to you to take advantage of the benefits of this channel. And also, I've got stock intel coming on the way on the Patreon, right? On the channel too. We're gonna get you out there, brothers. But you have to trust the process, man, and do your own research too. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy of an opinion, okay? But I'm telling you, brothers, right? Put the work in, man. And also, Japan live stream coming very soon, where I'm going to expose Japan, and I'm going to expose Japanese women too. Okay. Again, this channel we tell you that in this channel we would tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I got a lot to say about Japan, Ibiza, Spain, and Munich, Germany, from IP's eyes only. I'm telling you, man, Japan was crazy, and I'm going to expose the true Japan. It's going to be a 5-part series. I'm going to expose Japanese culture, Japanese women, but even that's saying that, so Japan is 10 times better than the UK and America. Okay, but I got to tell always the truth, man. Okay, right? It's all about the truth, because the Bible says the truth shall set you free, right? The truth shall set you free, right? Y'all want the truth, right? Why people gonna give you that truth, man? Okay,
All right, I'm back.
awesome. So the phone lines are open, brothers. Phone lines are open. If you want to call and ask a guest any questions, now's the time. If you can't call and hit your questions in the super chat or PayPal donation. This has been a classic live stream so far. Brother, do you have any plans in going to Germany anytime again in the future? Same city or different city?
I wanna try more Hamburg. I was there for like a day, but that's just not enough time. I didn't really talk to much people. Um, so I think the two places I'm going before I go to Germany is Montreal, Canada, because I have a friend that told me about it. I want to try that. French girls are hot, and I want to go to Poland. Yeah, I want to go to Poland too. But I do eventually, because I love the city of Berlin. If I can, I am trying to see if I can either find a job there or if my remote work will let me stay there. I'm trying to figure out a way to get a visa. Like, I do like that place. So I will have more stories next year because I'm saving all this year.
Awesome, brother. Are you going to? What was I going to say? When are you going to Montreal?
So either I'm going to Montreal. I'm gonna say that's gonna be cold, but I might do it. Either I'm going later this year, like towards the end of the year. Actually, if I do it, I want to go when it's warmer, probably in the beginning of next year. And then I'm going to Poland for sure in the summer of 2026? Yeah. Yeah. That's my plan.
Awesome. We gonna need I love to hear you in Vancouver and your experience. You like Asian chicks, brother?
I do. I like them all.
Okay. I'd love to hear about your experience in Vancouver because you know that's also a glitch in the matrix. Jam, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll? Yep, Jam, you're confirmed. Thank you, brother. Let me bring in Jam in the background.
Oh,
What's going on?
Oh, sorry.
Come on, bro. No, you far away.
Oh no, I was gonna say I also got back. I just got back from Colombia. Speaking of traveling, I literally just got back from Colombia.
Okay. How was that? Was that good?
Good. I wouldn't live there. But man, if you know Spanish, I don't think game would be hard there at all, man. It's just you gotta make sure, because especially if you're in Medellin, you gotta make sure you are not speaking to a pro. I wouldn't get involved with that. Like, there's some drugging, there's some danger there. But man, like even without Spanish, every girl I talk to, they're down to flirt, man. Like, I feel like it would be so easy there if you know Spanish. And my brother actually dates a really cute Afro-Colombian girl there, mixed, really cute.
So your brother's out there in Colombia.
Yeah, I would say he's a passport bro too. He just doesn't know it. Yeah, he's out there. He has like a spot there. He goes there like every 3 months or so and stays with his girl.
Oh, so probably he has property there in Colombia.
He rents. I don't know how he does it. Like he rents a spot. Yeah, he rents. He rents. Yeah, I'd say so.
Is he in IT as well?
He is. He's a software engineer.
You see, there you go, brothers, man. IT. But
And-
for some of y'all sleep. Come on, bro.
oh, and by the way, for those guys, he was smarter than me. I got into this late. He is 24, living like that. I'm just letting you guys know. 24, and he's living like that. 25 now.
There you go, brothers, man. There you go. I see you, Nick. I'm bring you on in a minute. Lil Q419, brother. How is Vancouver so far? Can you hit me up on IG as well? I'd love to bring you on the channel for a live stream about your time in Vancouver, if needed. But you should be pulling Asian chicks left, right, and center, bro. They were checking for me, and they should be checking for you too, bro. All right, they should be checking for you definitely, brother. So if you want to come on the channel for an interview, brother, hit me up on IG on a DM. We'll get that set up real quick. I gotta see the Vancouver vibes in 2025. They love me out there in Vancouver. I loved out there. Um, what's up, Jem? How you doing, brother?
Doing well, man. And yourself? I think it's the second time I talked to you in 2025. Actually, no,
Yes,
I probably
indeed.
talked to you a couple of times beforehand, but I had a call because of the brother here. He said he was from Miami. Where are you? The beach, downtown? Where in Miami specifically?
Oh, I grew up in Little Haiti. It's right next to Wynwood, and it's pretty much
Oh,
Wynwood now,
okay.
right? But now
Yeah,
I
it's
live.
it's Wynwood. Yeah,
Yeah, now I live in like north of Hollywood. That's where I
where like
currently live.
okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah,
So like
Broward College. You know what that is? Where that is?
yeah, I know where you
Yeah.
are. I know exactly where you are. All right, so I got you. Yeah, I love hearing brothers like yourself, especially when you've been to places that I've been to, because I can see if you're capping or not, at least based on my experience. And so far, you have not been capping, especially with Miami.
Yeah.
Tip with Miami, I guess since you're still there, honestly, at this point, you've already experienced better. So you should just do what IP says and just kind of like just be on your grind and get your exit strategy. Because I was there in 2023.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, up until 2024, I moved. Actually, if you track IP streams, you can see my move. Now I'm in Brazil, but I was living in Miami Beach before that. And so you're right about the whole, Miami is like the most vain place in the world. You know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is really so. Yeah. So let me put it this way: if you don't have your body like on point, and when I say on point, I mean Instagram model worthy, right? As a man, if you don't have that type of situation as a black man, especially a dark skinned black man, you don't have any type of clout or any type of money, it ain't gonna matter. Like I said, IP knows I make damn good money.
Hmm.
But my money did not matter in Miami because I'm competing against the likes of people like 6ix9ine and stuff, and I don't got money like that, you
Yeah,
know.
bro.
So yeah,
Shit.
so I mean, yeah, so Miami, just focus. If the girl don't like you, right? If you don't have some sort of clout, or if the girl don't like you off the bat, just don't even bother, bro, because you're gonna be dealing with so much stuff. You're gonna be spending so much time, and it's just not even gonna be worth it. I mean, it's just not worth. I'm sure you already realize that, right? So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I did
I
want to
agree.
speak to you about because you're from Miami, and I've been there. Right, I want to speak to you about your experiences between Miami and um, Germany, where you're at.
Mhm.
Actually, just Miami specifically, but in general, America versus Germany, because you know, I think we can all speak that. I think we all can tell that the American women, they have a different vibe than the German women. So I just kind of want you to go into detail a little bit more, especially about the way they act when they're on dates or when you're taking them out and stuff like that.
Okay, so the vibe is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, and just let me know if I'm speaking too fast. I have a habit when I get excited. It's a thing. Um, so the vibe with Miami, right? Like you said, they're very vain. I noticed with a lot of the girls in Germany, they're just not as vain. They're like a typical Miami. Another thing I noticed too, which I love, it could be the age group that I was speaking to, but and I try to I personally like to speak to girls 28 and younger. At least as long as they're above 19, obviously. But a lot of the German girls did not care for clubbing, which I liked a lot. They did not care for clubbing too much. Like, of course, they've been to some, and also, I did one thing my friend told me was not to bring up Kit Kat Club because I guess they look down on that and the whole foreigner experience. They don't like that. But I would say the difference is Miami girls super into clubbing, super vain, always taking photos. Um, they don't have much outside of that, and they're not very intelligent, and they obsess over white skin. Like I don't get it. Over there, I didn't get that feeling. I feel like they are very kind of non-judgmental, and I feel like they don't like clubbing, and I feel like they're just more intelligent and less vain. They're more like, hey, they're down to just go to the park, chill, talk, have a picnic, something like that. They're down to go to a museum. I don't know if
Yeah,
that.
completely agreed. It's a flex off of my end. When you go to the club, like that's the other thing that's annoying. Like I used to love clubbing, but ever since they started introducing like separate sections and bottle service, that ruined the club specifically. Like that ruined everything because now it just came on the point where you have to like spend thousands of dollars just to flex like you got money that you don't got, and no one's dancing because they're not the ones with the. Yeah, it's just terrible. So even if you do got it, pretty much the only person. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you get it. I did want to speak to you specifically about your brother in Colombia as a side detour because I was supposed to go to Colombia last year. I actually have a friend of mine, not a brother, but almost like a brother that I grew up with that's been in Colombia the past 2-3 years now. But what you said is kind of what he said, and that deterred me from going. The fact that there's so many pros out there. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's easy, but that tells me that, like, if there's so many pros that ever goes a pro, like, that's usually, like, the place is undeveloped or people only got that much money. The fact that, like, it's that, yeah.
Yeah, it's, so I told my brother, because he loves South America, although he is moving his girl's moving to Chile, and he's going to join her in Chile. He said he likes Chile more, and brothers like Europe and that first world feeling. Chile's the spot to go. Now, I don't know how the girls are in Chile. I'm just telling you the infrastructure. So when I went to Colombia, my main objective. Oh, here's another what do you call it? Here's another tip. If you guys are looking for medical tourism, and I'm gonna keep it to dentist work. I came there to get something with my teeth fixed, fill in some cavities, get in whitened. I did all that for the amount of $50 USD. It is that cheap. Over here, that's thousands of dollars. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Medellin, which is the place I went, full of pros. But I think the distinctive part about it to tell between a pro and a regular girl is if she has a job. If you meet her at her job, 9 times out of 10, she's going to be a regular girl. Number two, if she's wearing like a really mini skirt with these long heels, totally a pro. Completely a pro. That's like a common thing they will wear. But from the interactions, and again, I wasn't there that long. I was there for 3 days, 4 days, right? But from what I could tell, if you know Spanish, they seem really like if you're looking to get a Latino girl, I feel like you will have no problem. And I met other expats who married and whatever, and told me their experience as well. You'll have no problem if you know Spanish. It's just a danger factor and a pro factor.
Hold that thought there, Jam. So I need to begin another call up, but we'll come at you after, Jam. Let me bring in Nick Travel Zero in the background. Then I'll bring in Tech Savvy after. What's going on, Nick Travels? Oh, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. Salute to everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man. Fire away, Nick.
Yeah, so I just had one question for the guest. I don't know, I might be mistaken, but did you do an Argentina stream with the IP like sometime last year?
No. I might have joined the panel to ask a question, but no, I didn't do that.
So you've never been to Argentina?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, because your voice sounds familiar, but okay. Yeah, because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Argentina. But that was, yeah.
I was gonna say real quick. You might have, because my brother, he goes on YouTube channels a lot. He sounds similar to me. I know for a fact he's been to Argentina. He's been all over South America. It could have been him. It could have been the one I was talking about. But no, not me.
Okay.
Have you been there, Nick? You been there yourself to Argentina?
Yes, I have. But IP, the person that came on your stream, he also worked in IT. And he was talking about like acquiring a second citizenship there. So I just wanted to get some like a little bit of information from him, see if he completed it or what his progress was.
Oh man, I think I don't remember that stream. It's probably a couple of years ago. I gotta try and find that person. If you send me a DM, Nick, I'll see if I can find him. But that's a long time ago. It's a long time ago, man. I don't even remember his name. So yeah, if you send me a DM on IG, brother, I'll see what I can do if I can find him. And brother, if you want to come on the stream for an interview in the future about your time in Argentina, it's open for you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Ace of Spades for the support. Got some conversations with Asian women in Vancouver, but they either had boyfriends or they would just stop talking to me. Got play from Russians too. Hit me up on IG Ace of Spades if you want to come on the channel for an interview about Vancouver. Again, whether it's good, bad, and ugly, we want to hear your experience there on the channel. We don't lie, and we're not here to sell your brother's dreams. Okay, interesting there. Okay, thank you very much, brother. So let me bring in Tech Savvy in the background.
Sure.
Okay, what's going on, Tech? How you doing, bro?
Hey, IP, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Can't complain.
What's up, man?
It's nice to hear you. I am. I'm also from close from Miami. I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida, and I and I, and I
954.
kind of know what the guest is talking about with Miami. So I'm not even gonna go into that. But IP, I also visited Montreal. I don't know if I told you this before. But yeah, man, I went to Montreal.
Hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was a good trip for me and my friend. But the only reason why I think that is only because I think we went around the time where like all the uni students were taking like final exams, or like a lot of people, like it was like the near ending of school. So I think that's probably the reason, I could guess why. And I was only around like where all the students are at, because I'm 23 years old, so that's just where I went around. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you, IP.
Oh, oh, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm interested in Montreal. That sucks. So the girls are just not talkative, or like.
And I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I think like I have pretty good game where I know
Mhm,
how to speak to women. I know how to talk
mhm,
and just things like that. But it wasn't that like I wasn't getting rejected or anything. I
mhm.
think it was more of like I wasn't like cracking them down, or things like that. I don't have to go in depth, but
Yeah.
sealing the deal, if that makes sense. I
Oh,
think
I
it
see.
was. And I think one of my other friends said the mistake I made was I was supposed to go on the, like he said, I was on the side where it
Mhm,
was mostly like I said, like uni students and like a bunch of, but I was supposed to go around like I guess the French town or French part of town. He said I was
mhm.
supposed to go, and I just didn't go at that time. But and I was
Okay.
only there for a week, so don't take
Okay.
I think it was on me because I didn't, I was just focused so much on the uni students, not the you know
The general.
where
Okay.
yeah,
What
yeah.
kind
So.
of? So, but were they at least friendly, or in your experience, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
went to the club, man. Man, it was great time.
Man, I gotta hear a story about that. I gotta hear
Yeah,
that.
they're great. I just think, I just went around the wrong time.
Okay.
Like I didn't plan my trip properly. That's one of the things I was gonna say, IP, is like whenever these people are going out, you have to plan your trip properly. And
Yeah.
Mm,
I didn't plan it as well. So I think that's why, I'm not gonna blame saying, oh, Montreal is a bad place to go. I'm not gonna say that. I gotta also take, account for me and not planning my trip properly well, and I just went there. That's all, So yeah,
Hey,
but
I
definitely,
want
I do want to go to Germany.
to.
I do want to go to Germany. I'm planning on planning my trip to 3 months. I think 4 or 3 months ahead of time. And I was thinking, IP. The thing about it, I was thinking about Hamburg because you mentioned those mixed women. But then I was like, Berlin sounds good too. But I was thinking, maybe since it's my first time and I'm young and I'm 23, I think I should go to Berlin.
I,
But I think Hamburg will be my second trip for sure. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 you're good. I was gonna say this first, about the how you were getting cracking or whatever. I felt like that my first trip in Germany. I was like, man, I'm getting play from the tourists, but I'm getting no play from these German girls. Like, I was like, what is this? Like, is it me or is it German girls not as easy? And then the second time, it was better. So I totally understand what you said about Montreal. Like there's like some planning and some getting used to certain cultural differences as well. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but I would say like the difference with the Hamburg, from what I saw, I wasn't there too long, and from Berlin, like you said, you're 23. If you want to party, there's no place. I don't want to say the Diddy thing, not that, but like, hey, hey, Kit Kat Club. Oh, by the way, one warning: if you're gonna go into these clubs in Germany, before you go, make sure you get certain clothing to get there. If you're trying to get in Kit Kat Club, you're gonna have to wear some like just get some research on that because I got rejected from a lot of clubs based off of what I was wearing.
Yeah,
Um,
my friend from Germany, he
yeah.
did too. He told me that because I actually had a roommate from Germany.
Oh shoot.
We
Okay.
went to the same school, and well, he doesn't want me to go to Berlin. He wants me to go to Munich. He's like the chicks there are much better, but he's from Germany. He's like actually a German, so he was like,
Um,
"Don't go." He's like, "Don't go to." He said, "Don't go to Berlin, man. Go to Munich. Munich, the women are much better." And he was telling me all about it. And then, but I definitely, I was gonna say, I just definitely agree with what you're saying. But you
you
can
wanna know
continue.
you wanna know why he said that, right? Okay, so like I said, Berlin is a very international city. So the typical German girl you would think, like in your head, you'll see a lot more of that in Hamburg and Munich for sure. Like the typical German girl.
Oh, that's a question I forgot to ask you. I think the
Yeah, go ahead.
only thing I've been worried about
Hmm.
is like I think I spoke to IP about this before, and what I'm hearing from all the brothers is like the women are in Germany are pretty. I'm 5'10". I'm not short or anything, but
Hmm.
I usually like my women around like maybe like 5'4", 5'5", 5'3". But I'm hearing that they're pretty. I'm hearing they're pretty tall. So
They're pretty tall.
I don't want to be too picky because I feel like
Yeah,
that might ruin my trip.
yeah,
Because I don't want to be too picky. I want to be open minded. When
yeah.
because it's my first time visiting. But I was definitely hoping like maybe height wise I can find something that's at least around my range. Maybe like
S-
5'6" max.
Yeah, so what I saw, they were pretty not as tall as the Scandinavians. They were just ridiculously tall, but like, um, yeah, they're kind of tall. They're like, from what I saw, they're like at least 5'6", 5'7". I'm maybe it's just the girls I gravitated to, but they're like 5'6".
Even the Middle Eastern chicks
Oh,
as
oh no,
well.
oh no, 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 no. Middle Eastern's different. You'll have. Oh, matter of fact, I'm giving one tip, especially if you're going to Berlin. You're going to that kind of city where it's more international. Don't Not saying don't talk to German girls. I'm just saying because you're going to probably be there for a short while, you're going to have way more play, way more luck with the Middle Eastern and the tourist girls. I'm just telling you right now. That's how it went for me at least from what I saw.
And I have to agree with you. You know why I have to agree with you? Because I
Go
was
for it.
on Hinge, and I switched my location to like Germany, and I was getting a bunch of likes. And then one of the chicks, they were like, "Oh, how long are?" I told her I'm traveling, and then she was saying I'm cute. We were having a good conversation. She just unmatched me, just like that. When I
Yeah,
told her like I was only going to be there for like a week or like something like that, yeah, man,
she was German, right?
she was German. Yeah,
Yeah.
she just you cannot tell them that
No,
that
you
you're
cannot.
visiting.
No,
You
no, you
know,
yeah, yeah. No, you cannot. That's what I said. Like that. Well, the people who will make it seem like they're easy, this is not true. I feel like maybe if you stay there, like, no, yeah, you're right. This what you're just saying is correct. I experienced that. You say that, they're just not. They're not going to meet up with you.
Yeah, I agree. And IP, if I can ask you a question, like, what do you recommend? Like me being 23, like, and my Germany roommate trying to convince me to go to Munich. Would you say like as a first timer, I should just stick to Berlin, or would you or like maybe just go to Hamburg, or like as a first timer? I'm curious of what your thoughts on IP.
Oh, good question, bro. First timer. I would do Berlin because it's a lot more entertaining than Hamburg and Munich by far. A lot more nightlife, a lot more clubs there, but you won't less wifey women compared to Hamburg and Munich. You want your wife, go to Munich or Hamburg. You want to have fun, you want to party, you want to do a lot of tourist things, brother. And you want to make sure your trip is full as well. Like you want things to do every day. Then Berlin, bro. There's a lot to do in Berlin. So let's say your first trip, go to Berlin, have fun, party, travel around, go to museums, bro. Go to parks. Go to Alexanderplatz. Go to Kreuzberg, Charlottenburg, Berlin, brother. But if you want wifey, if you want to get a wife, brother, at 23, then go to either Hamburg or Munich.
Got you. I will definitely keep that in mind. I definitely get. And I have one more question for the guest IP. I think
Hmm.
he said something about like he visited a place where it was like affordable. It was like a dorm style type
Mhm.
place. What do they call it in Germany? I actually forgot.
You're talking about in Kreuzberg, the hostel I stayed at.
Yes,
Yeah,
Um,
yes.
put that in the private chat for the
yeah, I
brother.
was gonna say, don't give it out to everybody. I'll show you the hostel I stayed at. I actually, because you're 23, I would definitely recommend going there. Don't give that to everyone though. That's a yeah,
Okay, got you. I won't, I won't.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that was well, I think that was like pretty much all my questions. I am definitely gonna visit there. And I am definitely gonna be careful there, and
yeah.
IP, I also forgot to tell IP, but I recently just came back from Puerto Rico, man. I gotta let IP know, but yeah, it's
You want to do it?
crazy there.
You want to do a stream?
Uh, I, because I feel like I was there for like 4 days. I don't
Mhm.
think I don't think it's worth it. I don't think they're worth a stream because they're just not. They're checking, but they're not wifey material. They're not wifey.
Mm.
They're not wifey. So, I wouldn't recommend the brothers to go. I mean, if I wouldn't recommend the brothers to go there, pretty much. If yeah, pretty much. But you can get by with English because I was in San Juan, and one of the things I noticed, IP, which I was shocked about, was all the clubs were free. I was like, what is going on here? Like all the nightclubs and everywhere I went, it was just free. And this was in San Juan, so yeah, you know. But I'm not gonna take up too much time because I know some of the other brothers have questions. But yeah, that's like I said, that's a little bit about myself, and I can't wait to go to Germany.
Yeah, definitely. One more thing, you're 23, you're young. Yeah, the hostel experience is
I
great.
actually turned 24 in this April, so
Oh shoot,
I'm
happy
gonna
birthday!
be yeah.
But man, yeah,
Appreciate
man,
it.
yeah, man. The hostel Berlin, IP's correct. I would go there just for that experience.
And what month would you say is the best? Like,
So,
is it?
so when I went, I believe I went close to August. So but that's the most expensive time. But like any time, basically before September. So like, so between May and August is the best time to go. Between May and
Yeah,
August.
because I was thinking about June and
Yeah,
or
that's
in
perfect.
May, June and May, but okay, I'll keep that
Yeah,
in mind.
just
I'll keep
just
that in mind.
just keep in mind, especially because Berlin's a pretty hot tourist destination at that time in the summer. It's gonna be more pricey for a flight, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
And
I
harder to book stuff.
noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed, especially coming, flying from Miami, and I know you're really familiar with that. So yeah,
Oh my God, it
and
was
then
horrible.
yeah,
Horrible.
but it's a good thing we're IT bros, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah, of course,
that helps us along the way. Shout
of
out to
course.
IP Python class. Gotta let that be known. Yeah.
All right, Doc.
Hey, thank you, but are you also on IT as well, tech savvy?
Yeah. I'm actually working in IT, man. I'm making a killing. I remember I told you like I DM'd you a long time ago. This was like I would say 2020 around that time. And I was like, hey, IP, like what career do you think I should go down? I'm majoring in like sports management. And then you like clicked my mind because you were saying, hey man, you need to change your field because I think you said something along those lines because you were saying like, hey, you need to change your field. Uh, and I did some research with sports management and I talked to the graduates and none of them had jobs. None of them were doing anything. And I was like, man, I got to change my major. And I was on a full ride scholarship at my university. I don't know if you're familiar with this university since you're from Miami, but it's called
Mhm.
Florida State University.
Oh, I know.
And I was, yeah, and I was on a full ride scholarship. They were paying for everything. And I was like, then I looked into IT and I just knew it was for me. Like everything just clicked. So I'm happy IP like kind of woke me up
Yeah.
back then. But I was about to get into sports management, and that's a draining career field. That's another conversation for another day. But
Yeah.
I'm happy I took IP advice on, like, he was just saying you got to do something where, you got to find half joy and where something where you're also going to make money. It's not about 100% like in career fields. It's not about 100% passion. It's more about 50% passion and 50% where it's doing well. It's a
Yeah.
good industry,
So
if that
what are
makes
you
sense.
now?
But yeah.
Are you software engineer? What are you doing now, bro?
Yeah, I'm a DevOps. So
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
it's yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty. I'm making, yeah, it's making me a killing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, and I'm definitely looking to leave in my current position to find something remote so I could be more flexible to travel. And I was also looking into like moving into Germany as well, because I knew I always want to go to Germany, especially like my German roommate. And I was like, man, I definitely want to move to Germany, or at least do some remote type of work where I can be able to travel, because the sky's the limit for me. I'm 24. I'm about to be 24. I'm trying to get it cracking and start traveling and learning these different type of places for sure.
Well, I mean, you got an early start. I'm 30, so I'm kind of jealous. You got an early start.
Yeah, my brother. Oh, my older brother too. It's gonna be his first time traveling. He's going to Germany with me too, and he's because I told him, I said, you're not gonna regret it. And then he was watching IP channel,
Mm.
and yeah, so it's like it's just awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
excited, but yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You guys should have fun. You guys will have fun. Trust me. Fun
Oh
time.
yeah, 100%. And you would say it's better to go with a group than by yourself, right? In Berlin.
Oh no, I'm a little biased. I've been mostly solo traveling, except for this last Colombian trip. I think yeah, like especially if you're going to the okay, yeah, I actually would say yeah because when I went to the clubs, it just wasn't as fun unless I found someone to go with. But since you're gonna have someone at all times, and you're just going there to party, then yeah, I would say so. I would say for
Wow,
sure.
Awesome.
wow.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Tech Savvy. Thank you, bro. I got to bring
Yes,
another caller.
sir.
Thank you, man. Shout out to Josh John for the support. Russian women in the States back, unfortunately. Damn, that's a shame, bro. That's a shame. Get your passport, John. Let me bring in Jam in the background and we'll end the stream in 5-10 minutes. How does
Hmm.
that sound, Jay Hollywood?
Perfect.
Fire away, Jam, if you have any more questions.
I like the new caller. I like hearing his input. I'm glad that you influenced the young guy. You probably changed his life drastically. IP. I mean, he went from sports management, which, as KS would say, is like a nothing degree, to something that actually is useful. So I'm glad you made that switch, man. I made a switch too. I didn't actually major in this. I found this out afterwards. So the fact that you were able to change this while you're in college and dedicate time into that, that's fantastic. Your next thing definitely should be to be remote. Speaking of which, it's next month will be tax season. If you're remote, and you're abroad over 330 days, you can get a very big tax refund because you're not required to pay any federal tax if you're outside of the country for over 330 days. So even if you're going to take a hit to stay remote, to turn remote, like I know you said you're making bank at your job. Yeah, you're making bank, but especially, I don't think you're in Florida, but you're probably around that area or something like that. You're probably spending bank where you're at too, right? So it doesn't matter how much money you make, it matters how much you keep. So even if you're making a lot of money, if you're in areas where you got to spend a lot of money, you're in New York City, you're in Miami, you're in places like that, or you're in areas where you're expected to spend a lot of money, you're probably not going to keep that much money. So I would just take the remote job, even if I'm taking a hit 20, 30, 40%, because you'll make a lot of that back in the back end. From just the time you save, the money you save, and the tax and all that stuff. But as a stream as a whole, dude, this was a goal of mine. Thank you. I knew I wanted to go to Germany ever since IP. Do you remember that one guy? It was an infamous stream. I forgot the dude that was like a DJ. Um,
Yep,
but
I remember that one. In
yeah,
Stuttgart.
yeah, that was the stream that I wanted. I knew I was gonna get. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it this year. It might be a next year thing. But I did wanted to ask one more question before I adjourn here, and that's for not necessarily me because I'll figure it out, but for the younger people who are kind of around the other callers' age, 24, 23, stuff like that. You said whether it's better to travel solo, right, or to travel in a group, and you said either or. If you're a young dude, right? If you're young, you know what I mean? Not like 30 plus, like you're still relatively young. What would you recommend? Would you recommend to travel by yourself? And then which city would you recommend to go to? And then I'll end it there.
To me?
Yes, to you, the caller of the day, the one who's actually been there recently.
Where to go if I recommend? I feel like if you're older, I feel like maybe you would want to bring more people. But when you're younger, I don't know. I feel like if you're younger, I would want because I traveled for the first time at like 27, my late 20s. But I feel like younger, I would try to go out more alone. If you're older, I would try to probably bring more of a friend group. Now, so I've been to mostly Europe and South America. With South America, I recommend going with people. Europe, I think you're fine traveling solo. That's the way I would put it. Yeah. The reason why I feel like South America, depending on the parts you're going, there is a danger level to it. So yeah, I would go with people. Like my last trip, I just went with like 3 people. One my brother and 2 cousins, and then for my Europe trip, I didn't bring anyone. So that would be my answer.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Let's end the stream. Okay, we're at 2 hours. Thank you very much, Jam. I'm gonna drop you off. Thank you very much, Tech Savvy. I'm gonna drop you off. Peace out, brothers. Peace out. So, Jay Hollywood, thank you very much for your time, brother. We're at 2 hours, and that's a perfect time. Do you have any closing statements, brother?
Closing statements, I would say definitely, guys. Don't let America get to you mentally, like it did me at a certain point. I would say definitely just take a breather. Plan a good trip. IP's offering Python classes. Definitely take that. Get into IT, remote. Travel. One more thing. The only thing is just to settle expectations. I feel like if you feel like you're gonna go to a country and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get all," don't go with that mindset. Come with an open mind, because if I just went with my first experience in Germany, I would have been like, German girls don't like black dudes. But that's just because I didn't know what I was doing, So, and I came with a bad mindset. So please settle expectations and come in there with an open mind. But yes, the girls in other places, whether Europe or South America or Africa, they do treat you better. I can confirm that. It's just not easy. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Jay Hollywood. Brothers, you heard it from the man himself. It's about his time in Berlin, Germany. Awesome. Hope to see you out there, brothers, and experience that Germany trip. Once again, IT Consultations open 24/7 or in most hours. So book it via the Calendar link below for IT guidance and support. Join the Patreon to hear how freaky German women are, particularly in Berlin. And I will see you, brothers, on the next stream. Jay Hollywood, look after yourself. Okay, we'll touch base soon. Okay. Peace out.